Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will get daily, weekly, monthly content on regular basis. Use the code Vikas10 and get 10% additional discount while purchasing the course. Also, students, follow us on Telegram and Instagram. The link for the same are mentioned in our description. This video has both English and Hindi. The first part is English and second part is Hindi. Timestamps are mentioned in the description below. Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, we will be starting with the June month current affairs now. The topic is international affairs. Let's start. First question is, which of the two countries were elected as the presidency of United Nations Human Settlement Program, that is UN Habitat General Assembly, for the time period 2025 to 2029 term? So which are those countries? Malaysia and UAE. These are the two countries elected as the presidency, or they have the presidency of United Nations Habitat General Assembly for 2025 to 2029. This co-presidency was unanimously approved by 193 United Nations members, and this is the first time in 15 years that a Malaysian representative has held a leadership position in the UN body. Next, in May, India conducted an annual bilateral military exercise by the name Nomadic Elephant. It was along with Mongolia. Right, take a note of this. The location also where it was held in Mongolia, and this exercise basically aims to enhance the joint military capabilities of these two nations. Next, according to the report of Japan's Ministry of Finance in May, which country surpassed Japan as the world's largest creditor nation for the first time in 34 years with net external assets valued at Japanese yen 569.7 trillion rupees, that is $3.98 trillion in 2024. It is Germany. Right, so according to the report of Japan's Ministry of Finance, which country surpassed Japan as the world's largest creditor nation for the first time in 34 years? It is Germany. Even our country, India, we have surpassed which country? This is your homework to become we will be surpassing which country, or we have surpassed to become which country to become the world's fourth largest nation, and then now we will be surpassing which country by the year 2027 or 28 to become the third largest nation in the world. So tell me that also. Next, Nicaragua recently became 101st member to officially approve the agreement on fisheries subsidies of what? It is for World Trade Organization. With this milestone, the World Trade Organization is poised to roll out the fisheries funding mechanism referred to as the WTO Fish Fund. Next, mark the correct statement regarding the newly issued currency notes by Bangladesh Bank in June. If we look at the options, option A and B are right, C is wrong. C is saying that the TK is Taka. Taka is the currency of Bangladesh. So 1000 Taka note showcases Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's portrait and commemorates the National Martyrs Memorial. Is it correct? Everything is right. This 1000 denomination is historical landmark showcasing the National Martyrs Memorial and honoring who died in 1971, not showcasing Sheikh Muhammad Razbi. Right? So right option is option A, B, and now option C also, that showcases the National Martyrs Memorial. Next, India has won the presidency of International Institute of Administrative Sciences, a global administrative body, and India has won this presidency for the term 2025 to 2028, and this marks the first time in the institute's near 100-year history that India will hold this prestigious position. Next, United Nations General Assembly elected 5 countries as the non-permanent members of the United Nations Security Council from 26-27. Which of the following was not among them? Among the VC, Norway was not among them, and these countries will replace Algeria, Guyana, Sierra Leone, South Korea and Slovenia, as their term will end on 31st of December 2025. So 5 countries has been added, and which among the following? Norway is not among them. Latvia, Liberia, Colombia, Bahrain and Democratic Republic of Congo. They will be added to the non-permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. Next, is in June, India was elected as one of the 18 new member nations to the United Nations Economic and Social Council, that is ECOSOC, by United Nations General Assembly, and this is for the period 2026 to 2028, right? That is a period of 3 years. Next, which industrial park located in Odisha was inducted into the World Economic Forum's Transitioning Industrial Cluster Initiative in June to promote green industrialization and decarbonization in India? It is Gopalpur Industrial Park. Right? Take a note of it. Next, where was the 11th BRICS, that is BRICS Communication Ministers meeting held in June, in which Union Minister of State Dr. Pemasani Chandrasekhar showcased digital public infrastructure DPI of India as a global benchmark for inclusive digital governance. See, this includes your e-sign, this includes your DigiLocker, this includes your Aadhaar card initiative, this includes your UPI now we are seeing, right? Then ULI scheme was launched, right? So all these schemes, what are they? They are basically the schemes that are able to cater such a large population of India in that digital format, right? So that is the reason India is playing very good on the digital front, and even we are implementing such technologies with other countries also, or in other countries also, right? They are asking India's help, that's come India and help us in enhancing our digital public infrastructure. So this was the, where was the 11th BRICS Communication Ministers meeting held? It was held in Brazil. Next, as per the World Bank's Global Poverty Update released in June, what is the new threshold poverty line set globally based on the daily consumption? It is $3 per day. Earlier it was $2.15 per day. Now it has increased to $3 per day. Next, the Indian Army participated in the 22nd edition of the United Nations mandated multinational military exercise Conquest that was held in Mongolia from 14 to 28th of June. In this, 40 personnel took part from Indian Army. Next is name the first ever global checklist of bird species and taxonomy published in June as a unified reference for ornithologists and conservationists worldwide. So, AVList, this is the first ever checklist of the bird species and taxonomy. Next, identify the country that joined the BRICS as the 10th partner country in June 2025. It is Vietnam, right? Vietnam joined BRICS as the 10th partner country. Next is United Nations General Assembly declared 2026 as the International Year of the Women Farmer to acknowledge the critical role of women in agriculture and to raise awareness about the challenges they face globally. Which country initiated this resolution that led to the declaration by United Nations General Assembly? It is United States of America, and this resolution was supported by over 100 countries. Next, United Nations General Assembly through resolution this adopted on 16th of June proclaimed Dash as the International Day Against Unilateral Coercive Measures starting from 2025, right? So proclaimed what? They proclaimed 4th of December, that every year from 2025 onwards, 4th of December will be observed as International Day Against Unilateral Coercive Measures. Next, identify the country appointed as the chair of the 1988 Taliban Sanctions Committee, vice chair of the 1373 Counterterrorism Committee, as a part of 2025 to 26 term as a non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council. It is Pakistan. They have been appointed, or they will be the chair of the 1988 Taliban Sanctions Committee. Next, in June, World Meteorological Organization's Executive Council recognized 20 new sentinel observing stations. Which among these newly recognized stations is the oldest? It is Shushkhan River Station, that is located in the United States of America. Then next, what is the name of a joint military exercise between India and France whose 8th edition is being held from 18th of June to 1st of July at Camp Larzac in La Calvirie in France? It is Exercise Shakti, right? This is the exercise between India and France. Next, identify the organization that in June 2025 announced that 2025 cohort of its Technology Pioneers program featuring 100 early stage companies including 10 Indian startups from 28 countries that are driving innovation across industries. So, identify the organization. It is World Economic Forum, WEF. Next, Botswana became first African country and the first high burden nation globally to be awarded the WHO's gold tier for eliminating the vertical transmission of HIV, that is human immunodeficiency virus, as a public health issue. Right? So Botswana became the first African country. Next, name the initiative launched by the United Nations to streamline UN operations by reducing administrative redundancies, enhancing the implementation of mandates from member states as it approaches their 80th anniversary. Which is that initiative? As 80th anniversary, so UN80 initiative. UN80 initiative. Next, that's all for the day, students. Now let's move to the revision part. It will be beneficial for your learning. Next, mention the country that introduced Zircon hypersonic missile in the March 2025, capable of traveling at 9 Mach at an altitude of 20 km. 9 Mach is 9 times the speed of sound. Right? So, which country introduced this Zircon? It was introduced by Russia. This Zircon is also known as 3M22 Zircon. Next, identify the aerospace company that collaborated with Infostellar of Japan in March 25 to integrate a 3.8 meter SNX band ground station antenna in Hyderabad into Infostellar's Stellar Station platform. So, which is that aerospace company? It is Dhruva Aerospace Private Limited. Next, which company in India recently signed a $253.6 million agreement with Hanwha Aerospace Company Limited of South Korea to export components of K9 Vajra T to the Indian Army. K9 Vajra T, this is a tank. Right, so its component will be delivered to the Indian Army. Which company has partnered here and signed this agreement with Hanwha Aerospace Company worth $253.6 million? It is L&T Tubro, that is Larsen and Tubro Limited. Next, in April, Indian Army and DRDO, they successfully carried out 4 flight tests of the Army version of the medium-range surface-to-air missile system from the coast of Odisha. Next, which Indian private aerospace manufacturer conducted the static fire test of Kalam 100 engine, the third stage of the Vikram 1 launch vehicle in Nagpur, Maharashtra? It is Skyroot Aerospace Private Limited. Right, take a note of this. And this Vikram 1, it is India's first private commercial orbital launch vehicle designed to carry up to 480 kilograms of payload to a 500 kilometer into the low Earth orbit. And it has been named after Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, the father of India's space program. Next is identify the name of the launch vehicle for which Solar Defense and Aerospace Limited, that is a subsidiary of Solar Industries India Limited, had successfully developed the propulsion system including the igniter and third stage rocket motor. So name that launch vehicle. It is Vikram 1 satellite. Next, mention the Russian aircraft which carried NASA's astronaut Jonathan Yong-Jeon Kim and Roscosmos cosmonaut Sergei Viktorovich and Alexei Vitalyevich to the International Space Station in April 2025. So recently, the rocket that was used here is Soyuz MS-27. This is the rocket that was used here. Next, name the long-range glide bomb successfully tested by DRDO using the Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet in April 2025. It is Gaurav. Right, this is the long-range glide bomb, the name of which is Gaurav. Next, mention the state where DRDO successfully conducted the field trial of the land version of the vehicle-mounted Mark 2A laser-directed energy weapon. So, which is that state? It is Andhra Pradesh. Take a note of it. And with this, our country, India, we became the 4th country to have such kind of a system after USA, Russia, and China. Next, pop star Katy Perry and 5 other women were launched into space and returned to Earth using the New Shepard rocket. Name the company that carried out this mission. It is Blue Origin that carried out this mission. So total of 6 women went into space through their first space trip with only women, right? Next, identify the company that in April 2025 successfully conducted preliminary sea trials of 651 kilowatt water jet propulsion system for the Indian Navy under TDF, that is Technology Development Fund scheme of the DRDO. So which is that company? It is L&T, Larsen and Tubro. Next, Betawall Technology Company Limited, based in Dash, unveiled a nuclear-powered battery named BV100 capable of operating for up to 50 years on a single charge. So Betawall Technology Company Limited, that is based in China, right? They have unveiled a nuclear-powered battery that has been named BV100, which is capable of operating up to 50 years on a single charge. Next, in April 2025, Google, they have launched the 7th generation AI name chip, that is Iron Wood. It is designed to accelerate AI applications involving rapid calculations to generate responses in AI powered systems. Next, in April, India commemorated the golden jubilee of the first satellite Aryabhatta, marking 50 years since its launch on 19th of April 1975. At that time, satellite was launched abroad Dash rocket from Kapustin Yar in Russia with assistance from Soviet Union, that is USSR. So question asked is that at the time this satellite, right, Aryabhatta was launched using Cosmos 3M rocket and it was launched from Russia, right, and it was 1975 when this Aryabhatta was launched on 19th of April. Next, in April, ISRO they successfully developed and tested an indigenously made nozzle divergent using satellite alloy for the fourth stage of which launch vehicle. It is PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Next, in April, which country launched the fourth indigenous military spy satellite using Falcon 9 rocket of SpaceX from Florida, USA, to strengthen their independent surveillance capabilities? It is South Korea. Next, in April, India dispatched the second batch of supersonic cruise missiles to Philippines under $375 million deal signed in 2022. Name the Indian-Russian joint venture company involved in this agreement. It is BrahMos Aerospace Private Limited. And also remember, Philippines is the first nation to buy these BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles from India, right? And this deal was signed worth $375 million. Next, China has achieved a milestone in their internet infrastructure by launching the world's first 10G broadband network in its Sunan County in Hebei province. Next is identify the INS, that is Indian naval ship that successfully test fired the medium range surface to air missile also known as Barak 8 in the Arabian Sea. It is INS Surat. Next, which organization conducted 1000-second ground test of an active cooled scramjet subscale combustor in April, marking a critical advancement in India's hypersonic cruise missile development program? Which is this INS, or which organization conducted it? It was conducted by DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, right? Take a note of it. Next, name the second generation geostationary orbit data relay satellite launched by China in April using the Long March 3B rocket from the Shenzhen Satellite Launch Center in southwest China. It is Tianlin-2. This is the name of the second generation geostationary orbit satellite. Next, in April, Amazon Incorporation, they successfully launched the first 27 satellites of its Project Kuiper broadband internet constellation from Florida. See this Project Kuiper, it is of Amazon, right? And Starlink is the project of. In April, the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, they have released the first Panchayat Advancement Index, PAI. It is a baseline report that is talking about the sustainable development goals that are being followed by the panchayats at the grassroots level, right? The initiatives they are taking, the development we are seeing in those panchayats, right? And the action plan they are promoting. Question asked is identify the state that is not among the top 5 performers in this particular report. So among the following, it is Gujarat that secured the first position, then Telangana, it is on second, Tripura is on third position, Maharashtra is on fourth position, UP is on fifth position, and Tamil Nadu is not among the top 5 here. Next, which of the following airports is not in the list of the top 5 airports announced at the Skytrax World Airports Award 2025 held in Madrid, Spain? So Hong Kong International Airport is not in the list of the top 5 airports here announced, right? Singapore Changi Airport on the first position, Doha Hamad International Airport on the second position, and Tokyo Haneda Airport on the third position. Next, Moody's Analytics. This is a subsidiary of Moody Corporation. They have revised the India's GDP growth forecast for CY25, that is calendar 25, down to what percentage? So they have reduced the growth here to 6.1%. Earlier they were projecting it to grow by 6.4%, but now we have seen a reduction of almost 30 basis points. Next, as per the report released in April by Niti Aayog, India's hand and power tools trade is a part of the global market currently that is valued at $100 billion. Question asked here is that the global market is projected to expand to dash by 2035. So here this hands and tool and India's hands and power tool trade, that is $100 billion currently valued. It is expected that it will be $150 billion by the year 2030 in the next 10 years. And India can achieve a 25 billion plus dollar trade in exports in the next 10 years. Next, what is the, I correct myself, I think I have mentioned wrong. It is not $150 billion, but it will be $190 billion. Option 3 is right here, right? Next, what is the estimated total value of India's export that includes your both merchandise and service for FY25 as per the Ministry of Commerce and Industry released in April 2025. So what is the estimated total value of India's export? It is $820.93 billion. If we talk about the merchandise export for FY25, it stood at $437.42 billion, right? Similarly, this is export we are talking about, merchandise export. And if we talk about the merchandise import, it stood at $720.24 billion.